Hello friends, my name is Vineet Arora and you are watching Azure Devops series. So in this session, we are going to cover service connections, right? In our previous sessions, we have seen that how to create builds, right? And we have also seen the build verification, build validation. Now we are moving forward towards the release pipeline. We have seen the process of creation of build in the build pipeline. So we will move towards the release pipeline. So basically what is happening here, as per the diagram, you can see that build pipeline is triggering the build artifacts, and basically this is releasing, this publishing the build artifacts, and we have the release pipeline which will get triggered once it will find the build artifacts, right? So what exactly release pipeline will do? Release pipeline will deploy these published artifact to the app service, right? Now, where exactly this app service exists? This app service exists in our Azure portal. So now you can see from this screen that we have the two applications. One application is Azure Devops and another application is Azure Portal, right? And we are logged in Azure Devops. How our Azure Devops will know that I need to deploy this particular artifact, this particular application to this app service, right? Because these are the two different applications, although both are from the Microsoft, but these are two different. And to make a connection, to know that how the Azure DevOps will know the Azure portal, we need to make a connection, right? And that connection in Azure DevOps is called service connection, right? So this service connection will help in releasing the will help in deployment of artifact to the app service, right? So you will see this service connection. Basically, we can have service connection not only for the Azure portal, we can have service connection for other services or other application as well other than Azure, right? For example, if we have the GitHub and we want to make a connection of Azure DevOps with GitHub, we will create service connection, right? In case we are looking to integrate with service bus, then we will go for the service connections. So we have a number of third party applications, right? We have a number of applications with which we can create our connections. I will demonstrate that as well, that how many types of application, and that we can get directly from the Azure DevOps application. Okay, so now let's move towards creation of service connection. Okay, so now I am in the Azure DevOps portal, right? And let me show you the pipelines. So we have seen that in our previous session that how to create the build pipeline, right? Let me just show you that what we have done. Let me edit it. So we have seen that how to create the build and how to publish the artifact, right? Now I was talking about the service connection. So that service connection will be used in our release section. So we have the two types of pipeline. One is the pipeline itself, that is called a CI, continuous integration, and another thing is CD, that is continuous deployment, and that will come under releases, right? We can create pipeline from here as well. So when we create a new pipeline, then it asks for the artifacts. We are not going to cover this in this session. We are going to cover the service connection, right? So how we can create that? What we will do, we will go in the project settings here, right? We will click on the project settings. Then we will search for service connections, right? So in our menu bar, just look here under the pipeline section. Yes, we have this service connection. We will click here. Now it is asking us to create a service connection. We don't have any service connection. If we will have any service connections, they will be listed here, right? So I'm going to create a new service connection. I will click here, create service connection. Now it is asking me asking me about the connection type. As I updated you just some time back that we can have a connection with other third-party application, for example GitHub, right? We can have the Docker registry, Docker host. So we are making a connection. So in this session, we are going to create a connection with Azure. So what we will do, we will choose this option Azure Resource Manager, right? Then I will click on the next button. Then here I have the option Service Principal and Automatic and Service Principal Manual, right? So what we will do, we will cover both of these options, automatic option as well as manual option. Although you can see that recommended is also coming here. So this is a recommended way. But let me tell you what is the difference between the service principle of automatic and manual procedure, right? Basically, this service principle automatic is used where we are not looking to have basically this service principle is used automatic where we are not looking to create something by us, right? This will be automatic process. We don't need to do anything here. But this service principle can be connections, can be used only when our Azure account, Azure portal and our Azure DevOps login both are with same email ID, right? Both are with same email ID. How? Let me tell you. So what I will do, I will create the both of the service connection, automatic as well as manual. Let's proceed with first automatic, right? Before continuing, let me show you that I am logged in here with my email ID avintechno@gmail.com, right? And inside my home section, inside my Azure portal, let me also tell you that here as well I am logged in with avintechno@gmail.com, right? So both email IDs are same. Okay, so now what I will do, I will click on create service connection, will choose Azure Resource Manager. Then what I will do, I will click on next, right? Then what I will do, I will click on service principal. This is already selected, service principal automatic. I will click on next. Now what is happening here? It is loading the subscriptions for me, right? It is loading the subscription for me. How? Basically, it knows, Azure DevOps knows my email ID, and on behalf of email ID, it is going to the Azure portal and checking that is there any subscription which is associated with my login ID, with my email ID, right? And on behalf of that, it has picked the Azure subscription automatically to me, right? Let me show you the subscription here. So I am here inside the subscription inside the Azure portal. So here the subscription ID is starting with 1BC, and here you can also see it, right? Now you may face also this problem that I have just faced, this about the pop-up, right? What it will do where to authenticate, what it will do, it will pop up you to login, right? It will ask you to authentication. And you may see this, you may see in this problem that nothing is coming, and you may see in the, oh, resource group is not coming, right? You may see, you may face this problem. So what you need to do, you need to enable this, right? Always enable and done, right? Now let's refresh this page once again, right? Now let's do it once again. ARM, let's choose next. Now next, right? It is loading subscription as it did earlier. Now you can see that I have got this pop-up, right? And I need to log in here. Okay, I have logged in. Now I will click on resource group. So now you can see that all the resource group have been populated which were associated with this particular subscription, right? Here I need to choose a resource group, right? Let me choose this resource group. Now I need to give the service connection name. Let me write any name, service connection. Let me write automatic to know that this has been created as an automation, right? Now if you want to add any description, you can add. Now I will click on save button, right? So it is setting up connection. What it is doing, it is making a connection with your Azure portal, Okay. Now we have seen that how to create a service connection is an automatic process. Now the thing comes with respect to service connection when we have the different email ID, right? We have the account with different email ID. There may be situation that you are working in your organization, and in your organization you are logged in Azure DevOps with some other email ID, and in organization you are logged in with different email ID, right? So let's move toward that process. I will click on new service connection, and here I will click once again ARN, and now next, now service principal manual, right? Now let me click on next. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to basically choose the first of all environment. So Azure cloud is our environment. Scope level will remain subscription, right? And then here the automatic means there we don't have to in the automatic process we were not in need to add anything, right? But here we will have to add the subscription ID, subscription name, all this required field manually. So what we will do for that, first of all, let's add subscription ID. First of all, how we will get that? We will go to our Azure portal and we will click on subscription. I have already clicked there, and here I will click on the subscription, right? And here I will find my subscription ID. This is my subscription ID. I will click here, right? Copy it. I will go here. I will paste here, right? Now subscription name. I will do the same process for subscription name as well. So this is subscription name. Let me copy this. Let me paste this. Now we are talking here about the service principal ID. This may confuse most of the people, and people got stuck here. Oh, what is this? How to do this thing, right? What is service principal key? What is tenant ID? Okay, and even after, if they know that what is service principal, even they got stuck. I will tell you what remains the problem, right? But that's a very easy process. So what we need to do, we need to create a service connection. How? Service principal, how? Let me give this, let me show you this diagram once again. So here if you can see that this is a service connection and this is the Azure portal, and how this service connection has been created. Basically this has been created with the help of Azure Active Directory, right? I'm again repeating, with the help of Azure Active Directory. So what we will do to create a service connection, we will register application here in our Azure Active Directory, right? After registration, the second step will be to create a secret, right? And third step will be to give the permission of this application which we have registered into the Azure Active Directory to deploy the things to our app service, right? Okay, let's proceed. Let's see the practical. Right now I am in the portal. I am going to the Azure Active Directory. I will click on app registration, right? This is a service connection that I have already created. I'm not going to show you this. I'm going to create a new registration. What I will do, I will register an application. Let's see, let's give a name to it. SC manual, right? Service connection manual. I'm just giving the name to demonstrate you that this will be very clear to this is the new service connection, right? Okay, now here we don't need to do anything. We just need to select this, that account in this organization direct only, single tenant. We don't need to do anything. Then we just need to click on register. Okay, so let me click here on the register. I have clicked here. Okay, now what is the next step? The next step, as I told you, I need to go for secrets, right? I will click here, certificate and secrets, and then I will click on new client secret. Here I need to give the description. So let's give a name that this particular secret I am creating to get it registered for the Azure DevOps. So DevOps secret, right? When it will get expired, by default it comes as recommended as a 6 month, but we can choose as per our need as per requirement. Okay, now let's click on add. Now an important thing comes here. I will get these things, value and secret ID, right? Here what we need to do, we need to copy this value, because once we will get away from this page, we will never be in situation to get it once again, this value. We need to copy this, and you can save it somewhere as per your, right, as per your somewhere in the notepad file for your reference, for future reference, right, if you want to get it. Okay, but this is the first one time activity, so it's up to you. But the thing is, be very specific about the value and secret ID. You need to copy this value, not this secret ID. Most of the people do this mistake. They copy this and they got stuck. So I have copied this, right? Now I will come here once again, and then here what I will do, I need to give the service principal ID, right? So there is service principal ID. Yes, I have missed to copy that, but let me paste this first, service principal key. So service principal key is the client secret. I'm again repeating, this is the client secret that I have just copied. Now it's time to add service principal ID. What is this service principal ID? This service principal ID is the client ID of this particular application that I have just registered. So this is this. I will click here. I will copy this. This is the application client ID. Copy to clipboard. I have copied it. Okay. Now I am pasting here. Right. Everything is done. Okay. We need to add the tenant ID as well. Let's copy the tenant ID. Tenant ID is here itself. Let's copy this. Paste. Let me give the service connection name, service connection manual. Okay, now let's click on verify and save. Verify and save. Now it is not showing anything, right? But the problem is there. What I will do, I will scroll up and find, okay, so I have the issue. What it is stating? It is stating that authorization failed, right? It is stating that you doesn't have authorization to perform read action on the subscription, right? If you remember, I stated in the starting that what we need to do, we need to give the permission to this our application, right? We need to give the permission to this application, right, that we have registered here to access the app service. So what I will do, I will go here in my portal and I will remember this name, service principal sc-manual. I just copy it. Okay, let me go to the subscription now. I will go to the subscription, right? I need to give the permissions. So I will click here. Then next I will go to the access control IAM. Here I need to give the add role assignments. Here I will choose the contributor role. I am going to give the contributor role to my application so that it can create, manage, basically it can manage the resources. So it will also be in situation to update files, update any resource, right? It depends upon you, what is the requirement of your service connection. So I am going to create a contributor role. Okay, selected contributor. The next, now I need to choose the member, selected member. Here the first option will remain checked, user group or service principal. Now I'll click on select members and I will just paste these things, service SC manual that I have just updated you. So this is the name of the application that I have created. So now it is showing me this particular SC manual, right? I will choose it, and after choosing this will come here. Okay, now what I need to do, I will select this and I will simply click on next and then review plus assign. That's it. It is, so we are getting message that role has been assigned. Now what I will do, I will go once again here and then I will just once again verify and close, verify and save, right? Okay, so it has created this service connection, right? Earlier we were getting this error, but now we are no more getting that error and it has created to us. So this was about to creation of service connection as an automatic process, right? Got it? Okay. So let me show you, let me tell you about the automatic process as well. There's a one thing that I was saying you that it has done automatically. What exactly it is done automatically? internally it has created an application for you and it has given all this permission to you by its own. You have not done anything. Let me show you how and where. So what I will do, I will go to the Azure Active Directory, and here if you will click here inside the application, right, once again you will click on the app registrations and you will just click on the all applications, and here just create it on. So here you can see that this is the particular uh, automation that it has created, right? When I was going as an automatic creation of service connection, it internally it has created one application for us, and it has registered automatically, and it has given all these things which were required for it, right? I have not done anything for it. Even if you can see that it has also created a secret for us, and that secret, after creating the secret, it has given the permission to us in the same way. So this was the automation. We have not done anything, but the thing was, we have the email ID same both at place, and we have done the authentication, right? Okay, so this was about the service connection. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Please put your comments. I will try to give your response as early as possible. Also, if you like this channel, if you like this video, please like and please subscribe to my channel to promote me. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your watching. Bye bye.